9% of American kids have been diagnosed with ADHD. 9%. That seems crazy. Now, what do you look for in terms of ADHD? Well, you're looking for a child who has difficulty concentrating, maybe he's very impatient, trouble staying organized, fidgeting, easily bored. Those are the type of things you want to be looking for, which, a lot of you guys already know. But today what I want to do is give you some suggestions in terms of diet and also in terms of supplementation. Things that you can implement into your life to perhaps help a child that has ADHD. So there are basically 5 main foods that you should eliminate right away if you're struggling with ADHD or if you have a child who's struggling. Number 1 is sugar. You have to get rid of sugar because what happens is you get a sugar spike, and when you're up at the spike, you're bouncing off the walls. So that's when they're really got the hyperactivity going on. But then after that kind of wears off, then they go through a dip where the blood sugar crashes, and then they're very lethargic and lazy, so to speak. So you go up and you go down. So we want to get rid of the sugar roller coaster. You want to get a diet that's higher in fat, good quality fats, and you want a diet that's high in lean protein. And also fiber. That will help with some of the different things too. But your main focus when choosing certain foods is you want high protein, high fat, high fiber. Cut the sugar. Try to get rid of the simple carbs the best you can because a lot of the carbs turn to sugar, which we can talk about later. But sugar is definitely number 1. Gluten is number 2. So when we're talking about gluten, we're talking about wheat, barley, rye, oats. And this is something that we test for in our office. We test for about 100 different foods to see how the patient is reacting. But if we see a big spike to wheat, barley, rye, oats, then we know we've got to go gluten-free. Does that make sense? So number 2 is gluten. You really have to watch out for a lot of the cereals that kids eat, pasta, a lot of different types of bread, those kinds of things. So you have to watch out for gluten, number 2. Number 3 is going to be dairy. So you got to watch out for dairy, especially cow's milk. We recommend patients shifting over to almond milk or coconut milk, one of these other alternatives. Number 4 is going to be artificial sweeteners. So especially like aspartame, which is in a lot of gums and candies and sodas, diet sodas, Splenda, high fructose corn syrup. Basically that's in almost everything. So you really have to be careful with that. A lot of different things, even in ketchup. It's everywhere. So if you watch out for these artificial sweeteners, they can really mess with your nervous system and neurological function. Number 5 is going to be soy. So soy is a GMO. It's going to mess with your hormones, and it can cause hormone dysfunction, which can actually lead to ADHD. So these are the big 5. Number 1, sugar. Got to go sugar-free the best you can. Number 2 is going to be gluten. Number 3 is going to be dairy, and then artificial sweeteners. And number 5 is going to be soy. Are there more? Yep, there's a lot more. Colors, dyes, preservatives, a lot of other things. But these are the top 5 that for sure I would try to get rid of as soon as you can. Now, what can you do in terms of supplementation that can help with ADHD? Number 1, I would get a good quality fish oil. So I would say at least 1,000 milligrams per day of good quality fish oil, and maybe even up to 3 or 5 grams, 5,000 milligrams or grams. Fish oil is crucial for your brain function and the development of your nervous system, and it's also a very strong anti-inflammatory, so you want to get a lot of good quality fish oil. Number 2 is going to be a good probiotic. Probiotics are great for your gut health. They're becoming more and more popular all the time now, but it also helps your immune system, and we know that there's a connection between ADHD, digestive health, and your gut function. So when you have that connection, you want to be on a good probiotic. Number 3 is going to be a B complex, and especially B6, which is necessary for the formation of serotonin. You want to get on a good B complex. Number 4 is a great multivitamin. So we know, if you have any deficiencies, especially in magnesium, calcium, or zinc, these can actually increase ADHD type symptoms. So you want to make sure you're on a good quality multivitamin. There's other vitamins we can do too, but so one more time, we've got fish oils, probiotic, B complex, and a good multivitamin. These are the core 4 that you should be on if you have a child that is struggling with ADHD. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me, but I hope this video is helpful. By the way, you could be thinking, okay, I got to go gluten-free, dairy-free, what can I eat? So usually what I tell patients are leans and greens, nuts and seeds, eggs and beans. All right, that's really how you're supposed to be eating in the first place. So here it is again. Leans and greens, nuts and seeds, eggs and beans. So leans, this is your lean meat. Protein, chicken, fish, turkey, that kind of stuff. Lean protein. Greens are going to be your fruits and vegetables. Nuts and seeds, I would stay away from peanuts. But almonds, cashew, walnuts, these are good healthy fats. Avocados also not really a nut, but so leans and greens, nuts and seeds. Eggs are good for most people. Sometimes people react to them, so that's why we test. And if you are reactive to eggs, then I hold off. But with the beans, you know, it's pretty typical, and usually they're a good quality source of protein. So I hope you found value in this video. Again, my name is Dr. Scott Stiffey. My mission is to really educate and empower people today. We want to change the world for tomorrow. Thanks for watching.